welcome to another video. In this video, we're gonna be talking about how to plan for your first half Ironman. Additionally, I will be creating a full training schedule starting from today all the way up until my race on the 24th of August. And today is the 25th of January, so I got a little bit under 7 months to train. Now, the training schedule will be broken into different segments, and those segments will be broken into different training weeks. And each week will include different training days where I train specific disciplines. So it will be very detailed. Now, I'm by no means a professional. This is the first time I have a longer term goal like this. Because the half Ironman is very demanding and because I have a specific and quite ambitious goal of finishing the Ironman in under 6 hours, I feel it's quite paramount to also have a structured and focused plan in order for me to achieve that goal. So that's what we'll be doing in this video. We'll be making a specific game plan, a very detailed schedule, all the way up until my half Ironman. Now, since I haven't done this before, I partly have to rely on outside sources for my information. And one of them is the Triathlete's Training Bible by Joe Friel. Now, in this book, he basically breaks down everything you need to know about training for a triathlon or your first half Ironman. All the way from nutrition to techniques of all the different disciplines. But what I will be picking up on from this book in this video is how to plan for your first triathlon. And he has some really good templates on how to basically break down your training and make a schedule for your training period. There's also some very good insights on how much your volume should be in comparison to what your goal is. So I'll be diving into all of that a little bit later. And additionally, I will be using ChatGPT. I actually asked ChatGPT to make a training plan for me, and I told ChatGPT my goal and also my level. And the training plan and schedule was very similar to what Joe is talking about in his book and how to structure your plan. I guess I'll be creating like a middle ground between these and see where it takes me. Now, even if I make a very concrete plan now, it's still possible to adapt it later on as I go, depending on how my training goes. And if I see that I'm developing faster, then I may be adapting my plan to make it more demanding. So we'll see how it goes, but let's get to the planning now. All right, time to plan this thing. Now, my plan here is to make as visual training schedule as possible, and for that I have 8 pieces of paper corresponding with each of the months, all the way from January now till August when my race is. The reason why I want to make it as visual as possible and on paper is so that I can put it up on my wall next to my workstation, so that way I see it on a daily basis and get reminded of my training schedule, and also to keep me focused and motivated. That's my thought behind why I want to do it on paper this way. Now, the training season will be divided into 4 different periods: the base, build, peak, and race periods. And each of these periods have their own purpose, and the training sessions within those separate periods will be different and focus on different things. The first period will be the base period, where the focus will be on just increasing my endurance and also improving my technique in each of the disciplines. And my aim in this period is to have anywhere from 3 to 4 sessions per week in order to just get the ball rolling and increase my endurance and fitness in each of the disciplines. Now the next period is the build period, where the focus is on increasing intensity and training volume while still focusing on technique and not compromising on that. And here ideally I would do anywhere between 4 to 5 sessions per week. Now the third period will be the peak period, and the focus in this period is threefold. Firstly, the aim is to practice my race pace. So in each of the workouts, the pace at which I train should mimic the pace at which I want to race also. So in each workout which I'll be doing, I should focus on the pace at which, for instance, I run, swim and bike. Secondly, the aim in this period is to focus on brick workouts, which are workouts where you combine two of the disciplines, for instance, swimming and biking or biking and running, in order to simulate the actual race day. Thirdly, the focus in this period is to mimic race day nutrition. In longer workouts, it will be important to train your body to intake nutrition, because that's gonna be a paramount part of racing on race day. Because obviously during a longer training session your body is gonna need to refuel, so it's important to train that so your body is able to do that also during race day. Now the fourth and last period is the race period. Here the aim is to reduce volume while still keeping up the intensity. Now the workouts in this period will be shorter but mimic race pace in order to keep sharp. But the real focus in this period will be on sleep, nutrition and rest overall, so the body is ready for the race on race day. So that's a brief breakdown of each of the 4 periods. Now ideally you want the base period to be the longest period, and after that comes the build, peak and race periods. Now in my case, where I have 7 months to train, which should be plenty enough, I think I will split it up as follows. So 3 months for the base period, 2 months for the build period, 1 month for the peak period and 1 month for the race period. Now, at least starting off, I think that's a good plan. It should give me enough time to really focus on my technique and building my endurance, and then becoming more race specific as we go on. So that's the plan. Right now, I will put it on paper so it's in a more visual format and easier to follow and understand as I go along. Alright, here's the finished plan. 8 months or 7 months spanning over 8 different months. Let's put it on the wall. Alright, there it is, done. So for the base period, I ended up choosing 3 workouts per week, 1 bike, 1 swim and 1 run, and also my 2 MMA trainings. So 5 training sessions in total. And for my build period, I have 7 workouts in total. So still 2 of my MMA trainings, 2 runs, 2 bike workouts and 1 swim. And one of the bike workouts is on the same day, on Wednesday, as my MMA training, and that one is meant to be a little bit of an easier one. I left the peak and race periods open so I can plan them later after seeing kind of how my training starts now. The main reason why I wanted to visualize my plan like this is so that I can stay focused and on track during this training season. Now, even if I have planned everything already in quite a detailed manner, it's still important to stay flexible, stay open, because I'm working full-time. I have a few trips coming up, so already because of those things, I can't adhere to the plan fully, but it's the goal. At the end of the day, it's important to also remember to rest, not overtrain or even burn out, because in the long run, that would be worse for my overall progress than just having a few days off. Yeah, I think that's all for this time. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. If you missed my previous videos where I established the baseline for each of the disciplines, I highly encourage you to go and watch those if you're curious about how I did in each of the tests. If you have any suggestions on how I can improve my plan or any other suggestions or comments, please feel free to leave those down below. And also remember to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Let's get it!